everybody, and welcome to our Crafting and Cocktails virtual event. I'm Gina. This is Ashlyn. You might remember us from our December event if you attended. If not, no problem. We're gonna teach you how to make hot toddies, actually basil hot toddies, because we like them extra fancy. And Ashlyn's gonna teach you how to make
a dream catcher,
the stuff of nightmares. So let's go ahead and just get started with our cocktail right away. So in your bag, you're gonna have a little tiny bottle of whiskey, isn't it cute? And a lemon. You're also gonna have one of these honey sticks, a little clover honey for you. And you should have a sprig of basil as well. That's gonna be in a little Ziploc with a little bit of wet paper towel to keep it nice and fresh for you. So other than that, really all you're gonna need is your mug. I chose a clear giant stein today just so you could see through it, but a regular coffee mug will do just fine. A paring knife, and then I have a muddler here. You don't need a muddler per se. You could literally use like the back end of a spoon, like a wooden spoon, or pretty much any kitchen utensil. Just use the handle. I've done it 100 times. I promise you it works. So the first thing we're gonna do to make our hot toddy, we're gonna get our lemon juice and our honey in it. So we're gonna just snip off the top, oh, also some scissors maybe. We're gonna snip off the top of this honey stick and squeeze that down into the bottom of your glass. Now this is a to taste personal preference. If you like a lot of sweet, then I'm gonna put this whole honey stick in there. If you just like a touch, feel free to cut it short. And then for the lemon, we're gonna cut it lengthwise like this. And I'll show you why in a second. I'm just gonna cut that right in half. And you're gonna use an entire half of this lemon and squeeze that, oop, that squirted everywhere. Squeeze that whole half right into the honey. And then we're gonna get our basil. So one of my favorite things about working with herbs in cocktails is when you get to slap it. You wanna slap your mint, your basil, whatever herb you have. So this is actually not just for fun. If you ever see somebody doing this, there's an actual purpose to that. When you slap these leaves from these herbal plants, it actually breaks the veins, and you can see, I mean, you probably, can you see? You can see how the veins broke open, so you have little lines in there, and that's really gonna pull out a lot of the aromas and the flavors from that leaf.
Can I try?
Yeah.
Okay, so I take it off the stems?
Yeah, you can use the stem, but it'll be bitter, a little bitter, but I like bitter, so.
Lay it down like this and then just slap it?
Yeah, give it a good one. Yeah.
I like that, nice.
All right, so we're gonna put it in the bottom of the glass, and then we're gonna muddle. Do you wanna muddle it?
I'd love to.
Okay.
So is there any particular technique for muddling?
Well, funny you should ask. So one of my favorite things is when you see bartenders just smashing.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Okay.
You don't want that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but what you really wanna do when you muddle is you wanna press and twist, right?
So you're breaking the leaf a little bit?
Yeah, you're just gonna press it and twist it, and what that's doing is it's taking all those open veins that we just talked about, and it's really pushing the flavors of the herb into whatever liquid or gel, I guess like honey's kind of a gel, that you're muddling into.
Okay.
And you should have like a nice aroma coming out of that glass right now. You should.
Oh, it smells so good.
Yeah, you should be able to smell it.
It smells really good.
Okay, so once you've gotten that nice and pressed in the bottom of the glass, we're gonna now add our whiskey, which is our favorite part. I'm just gonna get a little ahead of time. All right, we're gonna dump that whole bottle right in there. This is 1 serving of whiskey. And then we add our hot water. So most of you probably have a Keurig, because that's like literally the only way anybody makes coffee in the 21st century. But if you don't, however you make tea, you can put a mug in the microwave until it boils, boil some water on the stove, anything to get hot water. You can run your faucet super hot for a super long time like this. Steamy. All right. So once you get your hot water in there, it'll be steaming, your glass will get all frothy. I like to use knives to stir because I'm lazy and I don't like to do dishes. Funny side note about stirring cocktails. So there's actually a right way and a wrong way to stir your cocktail, and it should all come from your wrist. This is an inappropriate way to stir a cocktail. Nobody wants to see you doing this. This comes from the fanciest fancy cocktail bars in New York City, I promise you that.
So why is that?
No reason.
No reason?
No, just because they're fancy cocktail
It's
bars.
just etiquette. Okay.
Yeah,
Etiquette
because
with the wrist.
yeah, because fancy cocktails. And around the outside of the glass, of course, I'm doing it with a knife. The fancy cocktail bars would be really mad about that. So, pick and choose.
Pick and choose, yeah.
Pick and choose your fanciness. So now that you have your, I mean, it's basically whiskey tea, which sounds really good. So now you have your cocktail and you can drink that, and I'm going to. That's actually really good. To be honest, this is the first time I've ever made one with basil. I'm gonna just put that out there. I just thought it sounded good.
Yeah,
and
it's my favorite tea I've ever had. It's a good tea.
Yeah, and we're gonna need it because now it's time to start our craft.
All right.
Yeah,
So
dream catchers.
today we're gonna do dream catchers, and as we kind of alluded to, it's fun. It is also a little bit tedious, a little bit time consuming. So what I would do is go ahead and make that hot toddy first, and then we'll go ahead and get our stuff together. So you guys are going to either have a wooden hoop or you're gonna have a little metal hoop like this, okay? And the first thing you're gonna do is get this, this leather. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and keep the leather flat, wrap around, okay? And then keep it as close together because you don't want any gaps here, okay? So we're gonna keep doing this until you go all the way around your hoop.
Now, Ashlyn, can I ask you, because I know I tried to do this before we even started, and I had a really hard time with it because it just kept spinning around my wood hoop, and I couldn't get it to sit still long enough for me to wrap the hoop.
Yes.
Is there a suggestion that you have for how to make that a little bit easier for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So on
I never succeeded.
On the hoop, what I would do is you could get a chip clip, a binder clip. On this one, I got one of these twisty ties, so like this. And then I went ahead and secured the first end. Got it to stay in place. I kept my thumb on there, twisted it on, clipped it on, and then I continued to wrap it around.
Got it. Clampy type thing.
Yeah, because otherwise, as you get around, all of a sudden you're gonna find that half of it's unraveling. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So there's a variety of ways. Even
Paper clips.
Yeah, paper clips, tape, anything like that. So you want to clamp the first end.
Bobby pins. You always have a bobby pin in your purse.
You do. So that might work too. So then you'll continue to wrap all the way around until, flash forward, you get to this, all right?
So right now would be a really good time to pause your video and finish wrapping your hoop.
And finish that hot toddy. And then you can go ahead and make another one. And then we will start on the next. So when you get to the end, what I did is I had a little bit of extra leather. And then I created a loop here. And this loop is gonna be so that I can go ahead and hang it up on the wall, or wherever you want it to be. There's a little big for your car, but from your window, wherever.
I don't know if you're dreaming in your car that much, but in case you are.
So yeah, we're done with this one. Everything you can see is pretty uniform here. As nice as we can get it, all right? And so then once we've gotten this part done, we can go ahead and start doing the weaving on the inside. I would say this is the most time-consuming part. The weaving, it's pretty simple. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing. So I would say second hot toddy is good. Third hot toddy, you might want to slowly roll. All right. So then we're going to go ahead and start. You're going to have this jute twine here. I would say the best thing to do is try and keep it still kind of raveled up. That'll make it easier for you to work with. All right, so kind of keep it like this. And what you're going to do first is we are going to take your hoop. We're going to go ahead and tie it around where you made the leather loop, and do a good double knot So cross over one way and tie, and then the best way to make it really tight is to cross over the opposite way and tie it.
Really?
Yes, it is.
I've never known that. So when you do a double knot, you do cross over one way and then you swap the cross?
Yeah, that would be the best way to make it so that if you're pulling on it, it's not gonna come loose.
Wow, my kids are never gonna have loose shoe ties again.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, they can't get their shoes off.
Well, that's fine.
All right, yeah. So we're gonna be like this. So you're attached at one side, and then what you want to do is you want to take this twine and take it about a couple inches, right? And so you're gonna go to the side like this, and then you are gonna wrap around the outside like this. So around the outside, come back through on the top, and then this is why it's kind of important to have your twine rolled up, because otherwise it gets into a knot. So do you see how it came through? And then tie around. Great. And then you're gonna do it one more time because you need it to get tight. And if you don't get it tight, then it will be slack, and then the rest of the dream catcher is gonna kind of just start to kind of fall apart. Okay, so this is nice and tight. It says 2 knots right there. And then once this one is done, you are going to take this and bring it around to another 2-inch portion, all right? So this is gonna be the first level, is gonna be 2 inches, and we're gonna keep doing these straight lines like this. Then you wrap around the outside, bring it through like this, and you're gonna do that twice again. This kind of came unraveled. Exactly what I said we shouldn't do.
Yeah, just don't do it like we're doing.
Don't do it how I did it.
She's a professional crafter, so, you know.
But still, I would highly suggest you do what I first said. Okay, and then we're gonna take it for another like 2.5 inches. All right, and then we're gonna wrap around the outside one more time. And through here.
Oops. Whee!
You got stuff flying. All right, there's one. And then one more time, all the way around. And then back through. And then here's our last one. So we're going to have it meet up with the first one. Wrap around the outside, inside, do that twice, one more time. Now that we're to this level, what we want to do is we're going to do the second level. Now the second level, we're going to do the exact same kind of tie, but instead of going to the same points, we are going to not go to the outside hoop, but to the first level of twine, and we're going to go to the middle of the twine. So we're going to look to these portions right here, right there. So then we're going to go to the middle portion here. We're going to go ahead and take it around the outside, wrap it through. And we're going to keep doing this. So we're now going to do that for every level the same way, where we go to the middle of the previous level, and then we do those double pull through knots. So what it's doing is it's making it progressively smaller so that we get to the center of our dream catcher. Okay. And then we're going to keep going until we get to the middle. And so I wouldn't worry about everything being too uniform, okay? We're just, trying to get the layers smaller towards the center so that we can go ahead and put our beads in, but don't worry if you don't feel like it looks exactly correct. You can always work with it because the twine is, pliable, and you're going to be able to go back and kind of readjust things. So all you want to do is make sure that you're doing the knots correctly. And then once we are towards the middle of the dream catcher, you can go ahead and start putting on your beads. So we've given you different kinds of beads. So this is an example. There's the painted beads and the wooden beads. For the middle of the dream catcher, I would recommend using the smaller painted beads. So there's going to be a variety of different kinds of beads. You can go ahead and take whichever one you want to start with this one, and you'll go ahead and put it on the twine that you're using on the dream catcher.
Bead time.
Put it all the way through. All right, and then I would suggest on the different layers doing.
Can I put a bead on?
Yeah, off and on one bead, and then the next layer, leave it by itself, and then continue to do down. And previously I had done like 3 beads. I think that's kind of nice, but you could actually incorporate them even in the larger, the bigger portions of the dream catcher too, in the upper layers. You could do that as well. Just for ease, I thought it'd be nice to kind of put them in the middle though.
This is my favorite part.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna do one more layer here, and then the next is all you. You can put a bead on.
Yes. I love these painted beads.
Yes, they're really pretty.
This one looks like a cheetah.
I like it because they're
Unique.
kind of unique. They look similar, but they're unique.
This one has little lemons on it.
And that's cute. So then here you go. You can go ahead and thread that bead on, and then we'll work it into the next and final layer of the dream catcher.
Yes.
And you can use any beads that you find, gemstones, charms, whatever.
Oh, that'd be cute, like a crystal one.
Yeah. So whatever you wanted to get. Right now we just have these nice round beads. They're easy to use. And but yeah, if you have other stuff that you wanted to put in, you could definitely incorporate it either in the middle or also on the tassels that run down. And okay, I'm gonna do one more here.
No one will be getting any large beads in their bag. I promise you that.
They're actually really nice for
the feathers.
Yeah, for the
Okay.
portions that like drop down. The
I'll
larger
put you
beads
some-
are good. I'd say for simplicity's sake in here, it's nice to use something that's a little bit smaller. Okay, and then once we are getting towards the end, we can add on additional beads, and then you're gonna go ahead and tie it off on the back side. Okay, so you'll go ahead and continue your layers, tie it off, and then we're gonna work on the portions that drop down.
Catching all my nightmares in these dream
So what I want to go ahead and do now is we are going to make the tassels that go in the bottom of our dream catcher. So we're going to take a portion of our leather here, okay?
Or if you have a lot of extra of the jute twine, you can use that as well.
Absolutely. You could
Depends on which look you
could
like.
really use any of it. Just something that we're going to attach to the bottom of our dream catcher. Right here I have some of the leather. I went ahead and put a knot here because I wanted to put one of our cool big beads here. Okay, and then that's going to stop it from going down. And then I wanted to show you how to attach feathers. Okay, so
This?
I would take some of my wire here. It's just a small gauge wire, and that's going to help it to attach to the leather or to the twine or whatever you're going to have hanging down from your dream catcher. Then I'm going to need a feather. This is a great feather. I love this one. Look at that.
Perfect.
Okay, so you will take your jute or your leather. You're going to lay the feather down on top of it. All right, so it's in line with it. Take your wire, and what I would do is I would hold down the feather with one finger, and then take your wire, tightly wrap it around the base, okay? There is gonna be a little point here. You're gonna wanna bend that down so it doesn't poke you, and so that it stays nice and taut. And then you're going to take that wire and work up so that it goes into the leather or into the jute. That way it will stay and be.
You need some scissors? Cut that a little short.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and cut it in a second. Yeah, this way it'll be nice and secure on there. And we'll go ahead and cut whatever excess we have. And then bend this back. So see here we have a nice feather attached. Now you could do multiple feathers. You could do all kinds of beads. Once again, you could do charms or gems. You know, what you have on hand is what we gave you, but you have so many different options of making these in the future. Right now we're just gonna stay simple, feathers, some beads. So I wanna show you a few of the ones that I had done. So this one here is gonna be just the leather cord that I had extra of. I attached the feather, attached a bead. So, you know, we have a bunch of different kinds of feathers. Once again, a bunch of different beads. You can either put beads on them or not. You can put multiple feathers. And then what you're gonna wanna do is gonna take the top portion of your dream catcher. You're gonna go from the bottom and put on however many you'd like on the bottom. So you could put 3, 5, whatever, you know, varying lengths. I like to do some that are shorter, some that are longer, and then it gives more of a variety to your dream catcher. Right? And then what I would do is just do that really good double knot again and attach it to them.
Oh yeah, the kind of.
Where your toddlers are not getting out of their shoes.
That's right.
That's right.
I also have like 100 yards of spare ribbon in my house right now after Christmas.
Oh yeah.
I went with like a white Christmas theme this year, so I have tons of white ribbon and like lace ribbon. That also would look really cute hanging from the bottom of your dream catcher.
It absolutely would. And you know, if you didn't want to do leather all the way around, you could do like some cute burlap, some lace. Okay. So then you can just attach however many you'd like on the bottom here. And then you've already made this loop on the top, and you can hang it up from the wall or wherever.
Your dashboard.
Your dashboard. The cool thing is too, even if you were to get like a plain white feather, you could actually dye your own feathers with food color.
For everybody who completed your dream catcher and your cocktail today, take a picture of your final product. We want to see the dream catchers that everybody's made. Post it on your social media, tag your community in it, send it to your property management. Let us see the crafts you guys made. We'll repost the very best ones. And if you guys had a great time with me and with Ashlyn today, please shout out a 5-star review on Yelp or on Google, anywhere that you can give us a little bit of a promotion so that we can keep doing these awesome virtual events for you guys. We can keep doing our crafts and our cocktails and interacting and having a safe and fun event for all of our communities and all of our residents. If you have any ideas for crafts or cocktails that you guys want to see us host a virtual event with, feel free to reach out to me directly at gina@tmbrecords.com. T Tango M like moo. Mary. B like Bravo. Records like what you played in the 70s.com. We're taking requests, putting together events, so let us know what you think, and if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me at that email as well, and we'd be happy to get back to you. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.
Stay safe.
Maybe in person.